Newark Mayor Ras Baraka made the decision on Tuesday to lift the curfew that was put in place around Delaney Hall Detention Center last weekend. His decision comes after the Newark police took over the safety patrol in the area from the state police. Baraka is also ramping up legal efforts to close the facility. Meanwhile, Governor Sherrill announced that her administration is suing Delaney Hall operator Geo Group after the State Department of Health was denied full access to inspect the detention center last week. While many Republicans are accusing Democrats of creating a political spectacle around the facility, which they say is well run and in good condition. Congressman Jeff Van Drew is one of those voices, and he joins us now. Congressman, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us. It's great to have you on the show. I want to ask you, you are the only Republican who has visited Delaney Hall since we saw these protests really begin to escalate. Can you just describe the conditions that you saw as you walked through the facility?
Well, I wanted to see the real deal. I wanted to know what's really going on. I suspected that it would be okay. Quite frankly, I've toured many prisons in my years ago when I was in the New Jersey State Senate. I was head of the prison gang task force. So I've seen all the prisons in New Jersey. I thought it would be somewhat similar to that as a detention center. I was surprised. Actually, everything was clean, everything was nice, everything was safe. I first looked at the meals, and they had meals that were nutritious, a hot breakfast, a hot lunch, a hot dinner, with vegetables, with fruit, with lean meats, with basically what a diet should be. And I got to be honest with you, very few people are having a full hot meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A lot of New Jerseyans and Americans are eating a quick bowl of cereal for breakfast, and lunch they might have a bag of pretzels, and maybe dinner they're having something a little bit more. This was 3 full hot meals. And by the way, I was concerned, well, suppose you have high blood pressure or diabetes, or you are allergic or whatever. They have special consideration and special meals for those that have health issues like that. They also have religious exemptions. They have kosher meals, halal meals, if you're Islamic. So they had a wide variety to make sure that people got what they needed and got what they want. So then I also spoke to a physician.
Yeah, I want to get to the medical piece. I'm going to come right back to that. But I just want to ask you, this doesn't square with what we've heard from many folks who have toured the facility in the past, and some on the inside who say there's worms in the food. They've been served moldy food, inedible food. I'm just curious, is it possible with so much emphasis and focus on Delaney that maybe conditions were changed inside or improved? Do you have any suspicion of that whatsoever?
I have no sense of that, and the people that are there at Delaney now are the same people as far as the staff and the administrator that have always been there. And I went into detail with her and discussed it. I think people are using this politically to try to make something that just isn't true. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, they say things that are, there aren't children, there aren't babies, there aren't pregnant women, just those things aren't there. And again, they say that there's people are sick and nobody's taking care of them. I'm a dentist, so I went to medical school. I spent some time with the physician. People are coming in sick very often, and they're doing tests on them. He's been prescribing blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, diabetes medication to try to get these people on back track. And as I said, they're also getting special meals when they need them. I think that's inaccurate. I don't think it's true. And it's interesting, it's all Democrats that are looking to make a political issue and situation out of this, and it's not accurate. And I can say that, and I'll tell you what, if anybody wants to get a lie detector, somebody that's bona fide and certified to do it, I'll go and sit through a lie detector, and I'll let them sit through a lie detector and see who comes out okay. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you how it is.
I'm curious, did you have the opportunity to ask how many medical personnel were there in relation to detainees? What is the ratio there? Did you have the chance?
I didn't get the ratio, but there was a physician, a dentist who was not there every day. The dentist comes certain days, and there were 2 or 3 nurses that were there then. So they seem to have a pretty good staff, and they seem to have it under control. And I even, spoke with some of the people that were detained. And I'm sure, in any group, in a detention center, you're going to have a few of those being detained. Remember, these are people, some of them that have gun charges. some of them that have committed felonies, some of them that were drug czars and drug pushers. So you're going to have some people that are not all of them the most reputable people being detained, and you can't believe every single thing that they're saying, obviously.
You raise a good point, Congressman. Certainly, there are people who are in the detention facility who have committed serious crimes. We're also hearing countless reports of folks who say that they were in the middle of the legal process. They were at a hearing where they were following through on some type of application to become a U.S. citizen or be here legally, and they were detained during those hearings. While you were there, did you get a chance to talk to any of those folks who say that they've been unlawfully detained without due process?
I did talk to some of the folks. Nobody said that they were unlawfully detained without due process. And frankly, they'll get due process while they are there. I'd also like to make another point, and this is clear, and I know this to be fact. If you're there and you really don't like it and you don't want to be there, the U.S. government will make sure that you're able to get back to your country of origin or another country. In other words, they can leave if it's so bad here and they can go elsewhere. Very, very few people are opting to do that. And, I wanted to mention the recreation as well. I happen to be a guy that works out every day and tries to stay healthy. The recreation facilities they have, soccer fields in good shape. And then they had they have indoor and outdoor recreation, and they had workout areas with just about every kind of machine that you possibly could have, more equipment than the fitness center that I use. Here's the real deal. That's what's going on. I'm telling people how it is. I don't think, it should be used politically. I think that they're doing just fine, and I think they have to go through a process. And if they've done nothing wrong or everything's been right, then they're going to be fine. They're going to get their due process. But if they've not only committed the crime of being here illegally, but on top of that committed other crimes, they should go back to their country of origin.
All right, with just a little bit of time left now, I want to get to another issue that I know is important to you. You secured about $12.5 million for the Atlantic City Housing Authority. Folks who live in housing through that authority have complained for years of just horrific living conditions. Now that that money has been granted, what oversight needs to be in place to ensure that these people have a safe and respectable place to live?
Well, we have to ensure the governing body that eventually will take over there. Right now, HUD, which is what I've asked for all along, the federal authorities are running it, and they are in the process of discovering all the misuse of money, all the fraud, all that went on. And I don't know all the details of that. That's up to the federal government now. But I asked for years that the federal government would step in, move in, and really evaluate this. What was happening to seniors and the disabled and just people in general was just awful. It was shameful. So we're on a better track, but it's not going to be fixed easily, and it's going to take more money than that. This has been going on for a long time.
You have just a short bit of time left. You are now heading into the midterms. You are going to face off against Zach Mullick, who's a mayor down in South Jersey. What is your message to your constituency, why they should re-elect you?
It could be a long message, but all that I've done to bring
not a lot
back,
of time.
That I've done to bring back, what they say, the bacon back to New Jersey. We have brought more money back for funding in grants than any other district in the state for 5 consecutive years. Beach replenishment, all that we've done with the FAA, all that we've done and are working with the international airport, all that we've done with broadband. I could go on, but the bottom line is, and what matters most, is our reaction and, I guess, commitment to the people of the district. When people have problems, they know that we try to help them. Sometimes when it's not even a federal problem, it could be a local or a state problem, we give it our best. I have a real connection with the people in my district. I've been here for a number of years, and I fought hard and worked hard for them. I love South Jersey, and my final message is I really, truly love America.
All right, Congressman Jeff Van Drew, we thank you for taking some time to talk to us today down in District 2. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.